magandang tanghali, magandang hapon pala. About 2 hours ago, lumabas daw po ang desisyon ng Manila Regional Trial Court tungkol dun sa conviction ni Maria Ressa for cyber libel. Kasama niya dito Mr. Rinaldo Santos na siyang sumulat ng offensive o yung libelous na article. Dahil dito, marahil ay pupunta na sa Court of Appeals para ibilog ang kaso nila doon ni Ms. Ressa at saka ni Mr. Rinaldo Santos. Ano ba yung basis ng ating hukuman para dito? Well, first, matatandaan po natin may article sa Rappler na parang editor at large si Ms. Maria Ressa at ang writer ay si Mr. Rinaldo Santos tungkol sa isang Mr. King. At binase daw nila ang article na ito, ang sulat na ito, doon sa mga ilang intel reports. Dahil dito, at sinabi dito ay suspect siya sa isang murder case or malamang involved siya sa isang murder case, tinawag siyang drug lord or involved din sa drugs, and other libelous insinuations. Ang libel po kasi is a crime that involves a malicious imputation of a crime, vice, or defect. So dito, dun sa kanilang article, maliwanag na sinasabi ng Rappler na criminal si Mr. King. The publication was made in 2012, pero nag-file po ng kaso si Mr. Santos, I think in 2015. Na-republish kasi yung article in 2014. Yun ang sinasabi ng prosecution is that nung 2014, ni-re-upload kasi yung article dahil meron daw minor corrections na ginawa. In the meantime, si Mr. King had been asking Rappler to present his side. So, in-interview siya naman ng ibang reporter, pero yung interview ng ibang reporter ay hindi na po naging article na na-publish ng Rappler. Hence, this case. Okay? Originally, ang nag-imbestiga ng kaso was the NBI and they weren't going to pursue the case kasi nga, ang pagkaintindi at first ng NBI ay 1 year lang daw ang prescriptive period ng libel. Gayunpaman, nagpa-reconsider si Mr. King at yun na nga, nagresulta sa pagpa-file ng NBI ng kaso doon sa piskalya at ito yung nagbunga ng kaso at conviction ni Ms. Maria Ressa at ng kanyang writer na si Mr. Rinaldo Santos. Nung lumabas ang conviction nila, about 2 weeks ago or more, sinabi na doon sa kanilang motion for partial reconsideration, ang hinihingi nila ay yung reversal o ma-acquit si Ms. Ressa at si Mr. Santos based on the following. Then si Mr. King daw ay isang public figure and therefore mabigat ang requirement ng ebidensya para mapatunayan na may mali siya yung pagsusulat ng kaso. Ano ba yung mali siya? Usually, it is a reckless disregard for the truth. In this case, sinasabi kasi ng judge dun sa original decision niya na maaari namang ipresenta ng Rappler at ni Ms. Ressa yung kanilang sources. Kasi ang sinasabi ni Mr. Santos, meron siyang sources, masinop daw siya na writer, masinop daw siya na researcher, at meron naman daw siyang mga sources or intel sources na ginawang basehan para dito sa mga articles, sa article na sinulat niya at dun sa pag-akusa nila kay Mr. King bilang isang tao na involved sa droga at saka involved sa isang kaso na pagpatay ng isang konsehal sa Manila, among other things. So, tied up yung pagka-public figure ni Mr. King dun sa kanilang second round for partial motion for reconsideration na wala naman daw mali siya dahil nga ay public figure si Mr. King. Kapag isang public figure ka kasi, halimbawa, public official, notorious criminal, or somebody who is famous, then mas mataas ang evidentiary requirement because, sorry, may tumawag. People should be encouraged, teka nga, ano ko nga yan, tatanggalin ko nga yung, okay, people should be encouraged to be able to speak about public figures. So, para hindi madali mag-file ng kaso, sinasabi ng korte natin na kailangan patunayan ang malis ang malice. Ibig sabihin may reckless disregard for the truth talaga, na alam mong mali, alam mong hindi totoo, tinuloy mo pa rin yung pagsusulat. Or even if you didn't know it wasn't true, but you did not do the appropriate research, did not do the appropriate readings, or if you had even just a modicum of regard for the person's reputation that you are destroying, dapat na pagtanto-tanto mo o na pagbasa-basa ninyo na hindi totoo yung pinuprint ninyo. In this case, ang sinasabi ni na Miss Ressa is meron naman daw silang mga sources or may sources sila sa Intel community na nagsasabi na si Mr. Ken nga daw ay involved dito sa mga criminal activities na ito. Pero ang pinakamahalaga, well, of course, meron pang bahagi ng kanilang motion for reconsideration na nakalagay doon, intervention of the UN Special Rapporteur for Freedom of Expression, at pinresinta po ng Rappler yung parang pag-intervene ni Professor David K. dun sa kaso para sabihin na sinusuportahan ng UN Special Rapporteur for Freedom of Expression na wag ituloy ang mga kaso dahil nga mas mahalaga ang freedom of expression kaysa yung reputasyon ng isang tao, or at least in this case, rather than to prosecute libel, it is better to protect the freedom of speech or freedom of the press. Ngayon, ang isa pang basehan para sa kanilang partial motion for reconsideration ay bakit daw may imprisonment doon sa hatol ni judge samantalang matagal nang sinasabi ng Korte Suprema na ini-encourage ang mga fines. Gayunpaman, ito nakikita ko na ang depensa ng hukuman kasi merong later memorandum ang ating Korte Suprema. Dati kasi may memorandum talaga na ini-encourage na ang penalties para sa libel ay dapat teka, bakit wala akong nakikitang comments. Ayan. Dapat ang penalties daw para sa libel ay dapat fines na lang or civil in nature, wag na lang daw gawing criminal offense. Gayunpaman, there's a later memorandum ng ating Korte Suprema na nagsasabing pwede pa rin i-impose ang mga penalties ng pagkukulong kasi hindi naman po nagbabago pa ang batas. Until that happens, meron pa rin pong impose ng penalty ng kulong. Okay, ang depensa ni Ms. Ressa dito, ang pinaka sinasandalan nila o sinasabi nila, ang pinakamabigat nilang depensa ay itong prescriptive period. Ang sinasabi nila, base daw dun sa proceeding sa cybercrimes law, ang prescription o pag-expire ng panahon para mag-file ng kaso for libel is 1 year from publication or 1 year from the time that you've discovered the publication, more or less, no? So that would have been 2013. Kaya lang, ang sinasabi ng NBI, ng DOJ, dun sa trial, ay 12 years base dun sa Act number 3326. Itong Act 3326 ay nagsasaad ng mga penalty, ng prescriptive period o yung period kung kailan mag-e-expire ang isang kaso. Pwede kang mag-file ng kaso within that period, pero pag lumampas na yon, wala na, prescribe na. So sabi dun sa Act number 3326, nakalagay po maliwanag na 12 years naman daw ang prescriptive period ng libel. So, dahil ang cyber libel ay isang form lang ng pag-commit ng libel, sinundan ng judge yung 12-year period dun sa original na hatol. Ngayon, dun sa decision sa motion for reconsideration ni Ms. Ressa at Mr. Santos, sinabi ng hukuman, actually, it's not even 12 years, it's 15 years. Okay? At yung 15-year period na ito ay base dun sa isang kaso ng Korte Suprema. Sinasabi ng Rappler, it was an unpublished case, pero ang binabatikos nila ngayon is bakit yung decision na yon ay hindi ginamit ng judge in the first decision, pero ngayon ginagamit niya dun sa second decision. Gayunpaman, yun po ang nakasaad dun sa pag-deny ng ating hukuman sa motion for reconsideration ni Ms. Ressa. So, asahan natin na ang susunod na hakbang ni Ms. Maria Ressa at saka ni Mr. Reynaldo Santos ay umakyat sa sa Corte de Apelacion or Court of Appeals para maidulog doon ang kanilang kaso. Sabi ni Miss Virginia Uy, hindi 12 years, tinatanong niya kung 12 years ang penalty, hindi po, 12 years yung prescriptive period. Dun sa ibang mga krimen kasi, ang prescriptive period ay base dun sa kanilang penalty. So, kung 20 years din yung period from the time of discovery. Pero in this case, dahil special siya, merong specific na provision daw dun sa Act number 3326 at 12 years nga daw po ang considered na prescriptive penalty ng kaso ni na Miss Ressa, which means it was validly and correctly filed on time. Yun lang po ang ibig sabihin nun. So, in the meantime, asahan nga natin na on appeal yung kaso nila. Kung yung mga nagtatanong po kung bakit hindi pa nakukulong si Miss Ressa is because nag-apply sila at inalaw naman po ng hukuman ang pag-file niya ng bail pending appeal, and that is allowed based on this discretion of the trial court. If they file it early enough, pwede rin naman silang mag-apply dun sa Court of Appeals para dun sa kanilang bail, if ever. Pero in this case, nag-grant na ng trial court, which is why nasa labas sila. Yun. So, tinitignan ko ngayon yung inyong mga tanong, parang wala naman na mga questions. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? What we're saying here is that Miss Ressa should be preparing. I'm sure after the Court of Appeals, pagka hindi rin sila nakakuha ng magandang desisyon o ng desisyon na acquittal, itutuloy pa rin nila yan sa Supreme Court. Gaano po kadalasan katagal ang result sa COA? Hindi ko po depende po sa kaso ninyo at kung ano yung facts dun sa tinatanong ninyo. So, para lang kasi nga, about 2 hours ago lang po nilabas ng Rappler yung kanilang article saying na dininay nga ng Manila Trial Court yung kanilang appeal or motion for reconsideration. So, ang napansin ko lang kasi nung nire-repost ko sa Twitter yung announcement ng Rappler dun sa kanilang article o yung Twitter nila tungkol dun sa article nila, nakalagay rin doon na kailangan nila daw ng pondo, so they're trying to raise funds for Miss Ressa's legal problems. So, can she travel abroad? Well, she is out on bail, pero I think meron naman yata siyang whole departure order. If not, then maaari namang hingan yan dun sa Court of Appeals. Dun sa mga nagtatanong kung Filipino si Miss Ressa, I don't think that is an issue here in this case. Gayunpaman, she is said to be a natural-born Filipino citizen by blood. I think one of her parents is a Filipino citizen. I think it's her mom. So, she was not born, or I'm not sure kung dito siya pinanganak, that would make her also a natural-born Filipino citizen. Pero if not, then it would be by blood, depending on her parents. But yes, as far as she says, is that she's a natural-born Filipino citizen. Sabi ni JP Tugade, didn't they present the same argument during the trial? Hindi ko sure. I'm sure that's actually what they did, no? In which case, dun sa kasi ang nagbago lang naman daw sa hukuman, ayon dun sa article, di ko pa nakikita yung decision kasi 2 hours ago lang nga lumabas itong article. Ang sinasabi kasi dito ng Rappler is that yun lang ang naging substantial change dun sa decision ng hukuman is on the prescriptive period. Tinatanong ni Joel yung second libel case ni Mr. Keg. Hindi pa ako sure kasi I think from what I understand, it is also based there was a second article yata. Sabi ni, bakit nakalaya pa? Sabi ni Roel Metrillo, bakit nakalaya siya kung convicted siya? Kasi nag-file nga po siya ng bail pending appeal and that is allowed. Kasi pinayagan na po siya ng hukuman. Sabi ni Orlando Castro, mga panawagan ng international group, pakawalan si Maria Ressa, posible po ba ito? She's already convicted. Ganito po kasi yun eh. Once she participated in her case, hindi na niya pwedeng i-attack yung jurisdiction ng court or i-attack yung appropriateness ng kanyang paglilitis. So, it's true, nananawagan yung iba, pero even Miss Ressa is barred from asking for that anymore kasi nagkaroon na ng jurisdiction yung hukuman. Bakit? Oy, paulit-ulit na. Tinatanong ni Mikey kung same argument ba ang gagamitin nila pag-akyat. Di natin na alam, wala tayong bolang kristal. But in all likelihood, it will still be the same, lalong-lalo na dito sa prescriptive period. Kasi even former Justice Antonio Carpio wrote an article about it. Tapos sinasabi niya na, ay dito yan iikot yung kanilang kaso ay iikot on this particular issue, which is the issue of prescription. Sabi ni Michelle Bautista, bakit need niya ng donation? Base sa mga higi ng appeal on her behalf, mga malalaking tao from the US noon pa lang, sold na siya, dun siya mag-ask ng financial support. Maria Teresa Malasarte Smith says, good afternoon. Sabi ni Relda Martin, how about kung si Mr. King ang gumawa sa mga paninirang Mr. King? Ang paninirang puri kay Ressa, sigurado ipaglaban din niya yun. Apo. Sabi ni Carlo Paras Madonna, hindi Filipino yung sinisiraan niya ang Pilipinas sa ibang bansa. Dapat ban na sa atin yan. Hindi po natin maaaring iban o tanggalan ng citizenship ang isang natural born citizen. Maaari lang natin po gawin yon dun sa mga naturalized na Filipino citizens. And in her case, natural born daw siya. Sana makulong, sabi ni Adelia Sanglitan, na yang si Maria Ressa para mabawasan mga toxic. Magandang hapon. Sabi ni Dennis Ecraela, Ma'am, just in case manalo sa Court of Appeal si Ressa, is it the fiscal who will file the counter appeal or the private lawyer of the complainant? No, it will be the Solicitor General who will be defending the decision of the trial court. So, maaari rin naman mag-participate si Mr. King kung hingan siya ng comment ng hukuman. Sabi ni Saturnino Escototo, hindi siya Pilipino, tignan mo tagapag mayor yan. Well, hindi po naman kasi sa itsura yan. Sometimes natural born by virtue of being born here. Wala naman pera si Ressa, sabi ni Wally. Mag-raise siya ng pera, hingi ng donasyon sa Amerika, dapat ang ganyang mukha pinapa-ensure. Kayo naman. Tinatanong ni Orlinda Martinez, ano po ang posibleng parusa kay Ressa if ma-convict siya? Well, may kulong po yan. I think it's less than 6 years. Pero, meron po. I think it's 6 months to 6 years. Sabi ni Kim Park, may sinasabi si PRRD tungkol kay Maria Ressa, tungkol sa drama ng award ng pakanalan ng drama. Ang sinasabi ni Pangulo kasi, yung tendency ng kaniyang grupo, o yung mga grupo kung saan aliado siya na magbigay ng award sa isa't isa. Ito yung mga grupo ni Mr. Soros o yung mga associated kay Mr. Soros. So, they have a tendency to be the rara boys and girls of each other. So, in that case, parang sinasabi ni Pangulo, drama lang yung mga awards ninyo, kayo-kayo lang yan. Sabi ni Christopher Torno, being an American citizen, pwede ba siyang defend ng American lawyers sa Philippine courts? No, only Philippine lawyers can appear before Philippine courts or practice law dito sa Pilipinas. Sabi ni Michelle Bautista, why need niya ng donation? Nabasa na po natin. Did say, yung case niya na tax evasion is kulong din, pwede ba yun? Attorneys will be served the same court orders? Iba po, magkaiba kasi ng hukuman, so kung ano yung ipataw na penalty ng isa, it doesn't affect the other one. Sabi ni JD Dafielmoto, what will possibly happen to Rappler News platform if Ms. Ressa will be detained, knowing that there's an alleged Indonesian financier who obviously cannot be the owner since it requires 100% Filipino ownership. Hindi pa ako sure, wala po kasing case eh. May nangungulit na aso. Yes. Ah! Si Harry. Hindi po si Harry yan. Tinatanong ni Torres, Morris, Jennifer, may dahilan na naman sila. Ay, nawala po. Yung ano. Down, Yoshi. Risa, can you call the dog, please? Yoshi is sneezing on me. He's sneezing on me. Sabi ni Yayet, ni Malanta, I think yung fund sourcing is just for optics para mas mukhang kawawa. Tama, Miss Yayet. I think that's a good theory. Sabi ni Roselito Longares, mga ilang buwan pa abutin hanggang Supreme Court decision. Matagal-tagal pa po kasi hindi pa nga po nag-uumpisa yung sa Court of Appeals. So let's see. Wala naman kasi pong trial na kasi this is really just a question of law. So, puro ano lang yan, pleadings lang po yan. So baka kasi isipin niyo walang nangyayari, whereas dahil ang proceedings po usually in the higher courts ay by like comment written na lahat. So walang trial. Sabi ni Arnold Andan, after the Court of Appeals then found guilty, sa SC kulong na ba sa kasunod? Yeah, well, there's no more appeal from the Supreme Court, motion for recon na lang ang pwede. Paano po kung mag-publish ang Rappler ng inaccurate article regarding dyan? May repercussions pa? It depends po. Kasi posibleng humingi ng gag order si Mr. Keng at to disallow Rappler from commenting habang dinidinig pa ng hukuman yung kanilang kaso. Pero hindi pa nangyayari yun. Wala pa kasi hindi pa nag-uumpisa sa Court of Appeals. Sabi ni Joyana, sana maging lesson ito sa lahat, huwag abusuhin ang freedom of speech. Tama naman po. Sabi ni Vincent Ong, di ba kailangan ng permit sa fundraising na gagawin yan? Actually, yes. Kasi kailangan magbayad yan ng tax at saka kailangan ng permission. Ikulong na yan, sabi ni Generoso Luna. Masyadong feeling entitled, press freedom daw kahit puro paninira lang at kasinungalingan ang sinasabi. Sabi ni Carson, do you think George Soros has something to do with Ressa? Because it feels like it. That's the prevailing theory po. Sabi ni Bong Nunez, may share po ako na kay Jason sa pinadalhan ko ng FB fact check galing sa Rappler. Andy Bote asks, can the court hold her passport or advise immigration to prevent her from leaving the country? Pwede po maghingi ang isang panig ng kanyang own departure order. So, pwede po. So, parang paulit-ulit na yung mga tanong. Ganyan talaga. Sabi ni Lenny de Jose, ganyan talaga mayayaman. Shh, guys! Ganyan talaga mayayaman. Excited yung ganyan talaga. Hey, Harry! Stop! Stop, guys! Yoshi! It's just you. Come here. Sorry. Ganyan talaga mayayaman o mau-influensyang tao. Sabi ni Robert Torres, ay, bilis na. Hindi si Harry yun, si Yoshi yung mababa yung boses. Sabi ni Chico Manalo, parang ang saya nyo, may nalaman akong magandang balita. Talaga. Hindi ako masaya tungkol dito. Pero, parang vindication lang. Kasi si Miss Ressa, ang pinaka-defense nila talaga dito ay freedom of the press. Pero hindi naman po pwedeng ganun na maninirang puri kayo at in the name of the freedom of the press. Kasi dati sa US, nag-evolve na rin yung batas nila. Merong requirement of Oh, bawal ang reckless disregard for truth doon sa sa kanilang mga batas. Ah, dito ganun din. Kaya lang mas maluwag sa US. Kasi nga sinasabi nila is absolute yung freedom of the press. So, yun nga, subject to certain things like libel laws, sedition, sedition, mga ganun. And I agree with that. I think that that dapat malawak, pero this is Maria Ressa. Siya mismo ang nagsasabi na sila may freedom of the press, pero yung mga vloggers wala, limited lang. Kasi nagpupulis sila ng fake news. Ang sinasabi ni Miss Ressa, kahit ano dapat ang pwede nilang sabihin, mataas ang requirement para sa ebidensya kapag public figure ka. In effect, what she's saying is, kayong mga vloggers, hindi kayo pwede na kung ano-anong sinasabi ninyo kasi fake news kayo, pero pag sila yung nagfe-fake news, okay lang. So, that's why I feel vindicated dito sa pag-convict sa kanya kasi parang lumalabas na masyadong feeling. Kasi di ba sa interview niya kay Mr. Stephens, of course, sinasabi niya na there used to be gatekeepers. The media was the gatekeeper of what is true. But how dare you? Di ba, how dare you say that kayo lang ang may alam tungkol kung ano yung totoo o hindi? Na may monopoly kayo on knowing the truth. Kayo lang ang matalino, kayo lang ang nakapag-aral. And therefore, for you, you should be forgiven. Anything you say should be forgiven in the name of press freedom. Pero, pag vloggers, hindi. Kailangan ipulis yung mga yan. Kailangan ilagay sa Facebook jail. Kasi sila, they don't know. Kami yung gatekeepers. Sila, hindi sila marunong. Where is this coming from? Diba? Kaya, para sa akin, very timely itong pag-convict sa kanya ng libel. Because nobody has a monopoly on truth. Nobody has a monopoly on brains. Nobody should have a monopoly of information kasi parang ganun yung gusto niya. Gusto niya na yung press lang, parang, yun nga, balik sila dun sa pagka-gatekeeper. Ay talaga? In some instances, in many instances, social media has been thumping you. Social media has been faster and in many instances, smarter than you guys. So, hindi. Kumbaga, if you demand freedom for yourself, you must be ready to give it to others. Hindi yung parang kayo lang. Sabi ni Emil Bichara, Ms. Ressa's battle cry for freedom of the press has caused this nation irreparable damage. I just hope her fellow journalists can put the country first and their affinity through the same industry. It's not fair to the Filipino people. Tama. So, pero para sa akin, sure, say anything you want. Even tell us how entitled you are. Pero yung to demand that entitlement as though it was your birthright, excuse me. 'Di ba? Even yung kanyang for lack of a better word, yung kanyang hanash or salsal sa media na paulit-ulit niya sinasabi, I feel like I'm Alice in Wonderland. Yun nga, this is oppression, there's violation of her rights and all of that. Ay, ikaw lang te. 'Di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng ganun. And that's what Miss Ressa seems to be campaigning for. Sa kanila, freedom of the press. And she's always surprised pagka kinasuhan siya. Wow, freedom of the press. Bakit? Nung kinasuhan si TP, nasan yung paghihikayat mo sa freedom of the press? Di ba wala? In fact, you seem just as happy. You seem happy about it. And I'm not happy that you might be going to jail. But I certainly feel vindicated that you have no monopoly on the truth. You have no monopoly on knowing the truth. Ayun, tama, sabi ni President ngo, weaponizing the law. Ay, sus, madam. The law is a weapon. Kaya nga may penalty eh. It's a weapon for curbing social, for reformation, for rehabilitation, and for penalty. Bakit merong mga batas na na kriminal? Tatlong dahilan 'yan. Isa, dahil ikaw, you present a danger to society, and therefore society must be protected from you. So ilalagay ka sa kulungan, ilalayo ka sa mga tao. And in this case, i-curtail yung kanyang kalayaan na magsalita because you're going to be put in jail. Well, lilimit lang naman, di i-curtail. Kasi tignan nyo nga si Madam Laila, nakakapagpahayag pa rin kahit nasa loob ng kulungan. And no guys, hindi siya nakakapag-direct access. I'm talking about Senator Laila de Lima. She does not have direct access to social media. Nakakapunta yung kanyang mga tao and they're the ones who upload to her accounts. Please don't say na nakakapag-access si Senator de Lima sa kanyang mga social media kasi ang matatamaan po yung ating mga pulis o yung mga nagbabantay sa kanya. Sabi ni Guide to High-End Properties, what's so bad about weaponization of the law? Hindi ko po alam. Parang ang sinasabi niya, ginagamit yung batas as a tool of oppression. Che, madam, matagal na kahit kaming mga abogado, alam namin na nagagamit yung batas as a tool of oppression. Pero oppression by the oligarchs against the masses. Bakit? Hindi nyo ba alam, Miss Maria Ressa, na may batas just for Meralco, yung tinatawag na Anti-Electricity Theft Act? Eh, for what is that? Meralco is a monopoly and therefore it only seeks to benefit them. Yung pagnanakaw na ito, it has a very high penalty. O so, ma'am, diba? Why aren't you against that particular law? There is no law for stealing water. Diba? What about stealing internet signal? Would you call that punishable by law? You prevent it. You try to prevent it. Who are so poor they cannot afford these things. Diba? Na nakakabagabag lang at how she's only in it for herself or for her industry, pero she doesn't see how it works for other people and how what she's asking for actually is the oppression of social media. Diba? Yung kanyang death by 1,000 cuts. Oh, please. Diba? You have cases. Tax evasion, I have no sympathy. You evade taxes, you pay. Dalawa lang naman yan. I-settle mo. Or you go through trial. And then later on, you try to settle it or you go to jail. Diba? Tinatanong ni June Alemania Jr. kung anong court ang nag-uphold sa conviction ni Maria Ressa. It was the original court that tried her, the Manila Regional Trial Court. Sabi ni Loloy Meroro, putting her in jail is not curtailing her freedom of speech but putting her away from people that can be influenced by her. Ano pa? So, bakit kinukulong ang mga preso? One is to take you away from society so you can't do harm to them. The other is for rehabilitation or reformation. Ibig sabihin, para matuto ka. So, yung pagkukulong sa'yo is a form of penalty to change your behavior as a means of changing behavior. And third, to act as a deterrent. Kasi pag nakita ng mga tao, ito nakulong. Kasi ito yung sinabi, they know not to obey, not to emulate. Hindi siya gagayahin, di ba? Pagka ganon. So, it's for the good of society, yung pagkukulong. And not just to penalize the person. Ang tinitignan natin dito is the greater good. So, pag sinasabi niya na yung mga, magiging chilling effect, hindi na sila makakapagsalita, hindi na pwede yung mga tao sa, kumbaga, nawala na yung freedom of speech dito sa bansa. Really, ma'am? Dahil sa iyo, nawala ang freedom of speech? Ang galing mo naman. But I really don't think so because everybody else can still speak. And if you're going to cite a chilling effect, pakisabi naman, madam, how is this chilling other people? Because na-convict ka for libel, hindi na maaaring magsalita ang ibang tao. I think there's something wrong with the reasoning here. Ang ingay-ingay nga nila, sabi ni Madam Presimo. Okay? So, i-recap po natin, nag-file na convict si Maria Ressa ng Manila Regional Trial Court for the crime of libel. Ang kanyang co-accused, ganun din po. They are both convicted by the Regional Trial Court of the Crime of Libel. Nag-file po sila ng motion for reconsideration jointly. Ang primary defense nila ay yung prescriptive period. Kasi ang sabi ng DOJ, 12 years at in-uphold dito ng hukuman. Pero ang sinasabi ng akusado ay 1 year lang daw. Base dun sa proceedings ng Korte Suprema dun sa cyber libel case at dun sa kaso ng cyber libel. However, na-cite ng prosecution at saka ng NBI yung Act number 3326 which provides for a specific period of 12 years. Gayon pa man, tinaasan pa ng ating hukuman at sinabi ni Judge na no, actually it is 15 years. Maaari bang palitan ng Judge yung kanyang decision? Yes, because this is a motion for reconsideration. Wala pong double jeopardy sa pag-file nila ng motion for recon kasi nga it is the accused who did that. Ngayon, binago ni Judge at sinabi niya, hindi 12 years ang prescriptive period, it is actually 15 years. At sinasite niya isang desisyon ng Korte Suprema. Gayon pa man, meron din silang ibang mga basehan para sa kanilang motion for reconsideration at lahat ito ay ibinasura ng hukuman. Sinasabi nila public figure daw si Mr. Keng and therefore mataas ang evidentiary requirement para mapatunayan ng libel at sinasabi nila na wala na naman daw pong mali siya dun sa kanilang pagpo-post ng article about Mr. Keng dahil nga siya ay isang public figure. Gayun pa man, ano yung ibig sabihin ng malice? Malice is a reckless disregard for the truth. And in this case, meron silang pagkakataon na patunayan na may basehan yung kanilang nilagay dun sa Rappler na article tungkol kay Mr. Keng, but they did not. So, ang sinasabi nila is, syempre, kailangan, pero ang sinasabi na, yun yung naging bahagi ng desisyon ng hukuman at in-uphold lang ng hukuman yung kanilang findings on malice. Ngayon, pinipresenta din ng Rappler yung opinion daw ng Special Rapporteur for Freedom of the Press, si Mr. David K. At yung opinion daw should matter before the court. Para sa atin, it's an opinion just like anybody else has an opinion. O sige, may konting bigat dahil UN Rapporteur for Press Freedom siya. Gayun pa man, kung merong maliwanag na paglalabag sa batas, then walang choice ang hukuman kung di i-uphold or i-convict si Ms. Ressa base dun sa napatunayan ng prosecution. So kung natatandaan po natin, halos iisa lang po ang depensa ni Ms. Ressa. Hindi po sila nagpresenta ng ebidensya. Ang sinasabi lang po nila is nag-prescribe na after 1 year yung kanilang kaso. This might lead the court to consider. Kasi unlike a regular publication, dyaryo, pag lumabas yan in 1 day, pangbalot na ng tinapa the day after or weeks after. Pero pagka nakapost ang iyong libel, anytime yan, pwedeng i-access. So, I think the higher court might be considering the nature of a social media post or a post that is made online. Kung parati yan accessible, then the damage is far more than the damage to a publication that is made on paper. So yun, ang development is that yung hukuman, sinasabi ng court, I'm sorry, but you're still convicted. You have not convinced. Kumbaga, ang problema kay Ms. Ressa at ni Mr. Santos ngayon ay hindi nila nakumbinsi ang hukuman na baguhin yung kanyang conviction, therefore they will be heading for the Court of Appeals. At yes, nasa labas po siya dahil nakapag-file both si Ms. Ressa at si Mr. Santos ng bail pending appeal. Hindi ko naman po sinasabi na mahina yung kanilang lawyer. That was Teddy Te, and he was one of my professors sa review class nung nagbo-bar exam ako. He's a good lawyer. He's a good lawyer. Pero it might be, ang sinasabi ng ibang lawyers, might be a case of bad strategy rather than bad lawyering. Although may nagsabi rin ng ganon. So, yun na lang po. Maraming salamat ulit. But don't forget po na mag-follow dito sa Luminous for Trixie, Cruz-Angeles and Ahmed Paglinawan. Like and follow. At saka, paki-share din naman po itong live na ito. Meron nangungulit sa akin na don't forget na pag for your cakes, cookies, and cupcake needs, please like and follow Mermaid Bakes on Facebook or order your white chocolate na? White chocolate almond cookies. May commercial ako kasi may nangungulit sa akin dito. So, maraming salamat ulit. May tambayan at karambola pa po sa Monday. Kung marami pa pong tanong, pwede naman tayong mag-live ulit bukas. Again pa man, have a happy weekend. Thank